7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
All right, and welcome to another edition of the Vegas Squares Podcast Golf Betting Show. We are back. We missed last week, scheduling conflicts, but we are back here, myself and John PARR, the dynamic duo, as we like to call ourselves here. We're back for Arnold Palmer Invitational Week, which is right in our backyard where we grew up in Florida. We're starting the Florida swing. I know last week was in Bradenton, but it almost feels like the Arnold Palmer, John, is the start of that Florida swing, as they like to so affectionately call it.
Absolutely. Let's revert to last week. How about that golf course concession? I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful golf course. And I know I have a love affair with Florida golf courses with those palms and that dirty pine straw and the pine trees. It's just gritty. I remember that Billy Horschel shot when he hooked it into the pines or the ferns on, I think it was hole 16 or 17. He had to just chip out, played a beautiful little flop shot, get up and down like the great putter he is. But I loved that golf course. What did you think about it?
Yeah, you know, growing up here, I'd heard of the course, but I'd never I think it was under a new name many years ago, but never really heard things that it was like a must play or anything along those lines. But I watched it at work, and I did enjoy it. I put up the picks we had from last week, the picks you placed. Since we didn't have a show, the picks went on social media, and I got to say, I tailed you with Hovland, and you know, both of us on, I think it was Friday after that ninth hole, what was his 18th hole, just puke.
I know, and it was amazing that Hovland. He's amazing, isn't he? In the demeanor he has and the wherewithal and the fact that he goes 2 out of 3 putts on the back nine, but it seems like it does not faze him at all. It seems like he's just the bounce back guy. And, you know, as me and you are poker players, you know, you get a bad beat, you got to forget about it and move on. Right. And it seems like he does that. And, you know, I did a deep dive into Hovland's stats this week, and I'll throw a couple at you. It's sort of crazy. You know, he's 58th in distance, which is surprising. I didn't think he was that close to the big dogs. But strokes gained putting, 110th. Strokes gained approach, 22nd. That was the biggest stat I saw. In scrambling, 110th. But guess what? He is second behind Dustin Johnson in scoring average, and that's amazing. And that just an attribute to his mental ability that you go through. You know, I wanted to dive into his stats to see what he was good at. He's not really good at anything. I guess he's just a mental genius. And I think that's great in golf, and I love that smile. It's such a goofy, natural smile where he has his teeth and it's sort of open. And, you know, when he got up and down on 18 last week and, you know, he really gave his caddy a nice, hard handshake. He was very proud of himself, very proud of his caddy. His caddy is proud of him, and I think he has a great mindset going forward.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of wondered about it myself. I was talking to another guy at work who's a golf fan, and we were talking about, you know, me having Hovland and it being on him for the tournament. And, of course, that was pre, you know, the last hole of Friday. And, you know, I made a mention to him, like, how is he just cool, calm, and collected like this? I mean, he was 8 under par through the day, and I think he shot 4 or 5 over just on that hole. And I think it's a combination of what you said, you know, his demeanor, his mindset. and the fact that he doesn't want to end up like Justin Thomas did a couple weeks ago.
Right. I was really rooting for him, not just because I had him in our one and done last week. I was really rooting for him. I wanted him to probably be the only player ever to have a quintuple bogey or a quadruple bogey and win a golf tournament. I don't know if that's ever happened. We're gonna have to dive deep in the we're gonna have to dive deep in the record books to find someone that's ever done that. But it would be great to see him come back, and he was rolling that day, right? He was 7 under par, and he just blew up on 18 like everybody was doing. I didn't see any birdies on 18 this week. It was a very difficult hole, and great hole, by the way. But I just really enjoyed watching that golf course.
It is.
Amazing golf course.
So, yeah, and then we didn't do a show last week, so, we didn't get a chance to talk about Tony Finau again, another, always a bridesmaid, never the bride. So congratulations this week and last week to Max Homa for winning on the home track, and Colin Morikawa, one of our favorites here in the show.
Local.
Yeah, Vegas boy here. He lives here now, but just the 2 weeks of golf have been just eventful. I know that, we talked about Spieth previously. Now it's just crazy that, like, all these guys, other than Patrick Reed, I know you like him, but there's not a guy we dislike on tour right now.
Let's talk about Morikawa. I mean, what do you think about his swing? What happened with Morikawa? He is the best ball striker on tour right now.
Okay.
Dustin Johnson is the best player, right? That's because of that smooth putting stroke that I've talked about all the time. Before this week, or actually last year, Morikawa was high 100s in strokes gained putting. And obviously everybody saw it this week with that saw grip a la Marco Mira. And he ended up strokes gained putting 12th for the week. But did you see him drive the golf ball on the back nine? It was like the PGA Championship.
He's just always got that easy swing. I mean, he's not going to bomb them 300, 320, but he's 280, 290. And when you're straight, I think any recreational golfer would sacrifice 20, 30 yards of their drive to be in the middle of the fairway every time.
Yeah, exactly. And he plays that nice little tasty cut that DJ does as well. And you see more and more players on tour go towards that nice little cut shot. And what was it? I think it's hole 17, the 600-yard par 5. It was perfect where it lands and where it ends up. I think it's just he doesn't even have to look at the ball. Once he hits it, he just picks up the tee and goes.
Yeah, that's a rough life, I tell you what. But I tell you, Morikawa, I need this to not be his only win. I don't know if you guys remember, I have him to win all 4 majors this year. And
that's true. That's true. Let's get that 2001 shot.
Yeah, I promise you if he does, we're going to Pebble for sure. So, a couple things we obviously want to talk about. I want to thank the sponsors here real quick before we get into the show. First and foremost, obviously, 12 Ounce Network, where they air us and all the shows at 12ozsportsnetwork.com. You can catch all our shows at that same website, 12ozsportsnetwork.com. You can catch us on Spotify, search 12 Ounce Sports. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, search 12 Ounce Sports. Or on YouTube, you can catch us there, just search Vegas Squares Podcast. Our 2 main sponsors, Vice Golf and Fanatics. Please head over to lvsquares.com to use those dedicated links. And when you shop using those links, it helps out the channel and helps out the podcast tremendously. So we greatly appreciate you using those to support the Vegas Squares. The HEATR bet tracking app, which I've been using a lot lately to track my bets. I was a big Action Network guy, but when they started charging, I had to go find another route. And the HEATR bet tracking app, available currently only for iPhone, Android coming soon, but it's a free app that will let you track your bets and live scores all in one place. So check them out on your iPhone device, the HEATR bet tracking app. And our last sponsor, ProAm Customizations. Customized golf clubs are not just for the pros, they're for everyone. Message them at ProAm Customs on Instagram. Tell them the Vegas Square sent you and get your imagination on your wedge or putter today. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, obviously, it happened even after we recorded a podcast last week, and we saw it all throughout the workday. And on Sunday, the tribute obviously was huge from a lot of players. Tiger Woods was involved in a single car crash, kind of went off the side of the road in California there. many conflicting stories obviously came out. Given his history, the first thing we went to is drugs and alcohol. It's turned out that has been debunked for the time being. Some people at the place that he left, I believe it was a hotel, said that he was angry in a rush and sped off. And so whatever your belief is, the fact of the matter is in my personal opinion, I think this crash is devastating to Tiger Woods, devastating to the golf community. And I hate to say this, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we ever see Tiger Woods play golf again.
It's very unfortunate, and these freaking haters, I swear to God, social media is a nuisance to society right now. You have all these keyboard heroes that want to naysay on what's going on. The fact is that he changed golf, and we need 100%. To respect him for that. Like Morikawa won last week, and that was his hero. He basically dedicated that tournament win to Tiger. And I'm a Phil Mickelson fan. So, I got chill bumps right now just thinking about Tiger back in the day. I just remember, one of the first majors I watched on Sunday was from start to finish was him, Tiger, David Duval, and Phil Mickelson coming down the stretch. And he created this game for us. He created all these golf courses for us. He made the game
play for week in and week out.
And I am very, very upset with people coming out and just starting to talk about his past and whatnot. Listen, Aaron, we live in Las Vegas. We all party, and we've all made mistakes. We want to correct those mistakes, obviously, but Tiger, he's been humbled. And, back in the day, I might be one of those naysayers, but I really love the guy right now. I was really rooting for him in the Masters when he won. And I really am rooting for him right now. And it hurts my heart now that you see these people, they just come out and say, oh, well, what was he on? Was he on drugs? Was he up all night? This and that. The fact is that, if you saw that car, I was worried for his life. And I thought about Kobe. I'm sure you did too.
Similar time frame of last year, talk about potentially losing two icons like that. I mean, like I said, I think in the digital age, the social media, the 24-hour news cycle, I think the American public, whether it's the naysayers or you and me, we just think we're owed everything about every story. And, like I said, I hope, and it's already been debunked, and hopefully it never comes back and gets, re-debunked, I guess. I don't know what the right word for that is, but I'm glad to see it wasn't drugs or alcohol or anything. It just was a freak accident. And like I said, it's unfortunate. I'm of the belief I don't think he'll ever play again. I hope I'm wrong, but it's just now that we live in this age where you just have to know, or you think you're entitled to know. Let's just worry about the fact that I think Rory said it best. Some reporter said, "Do you think Tiger will ever play again?" And Rory's just like, "Dude, that's got to be the furthest thing from all of our minds."
Yeah, exactly.
Charlie still has his dad, and Sam still has her dad. And golf should be the furthest thing from the Woods family and this story right now. And I mean, I'll leave it to Rory. We say it every time. He nails it on the head. He's so tone, aware. It's fantastic.
It would have been great to see on Sunday at concession to see every single player with a black hat, black pants, and a red shirt. That would have been amazing, just like Tony Finau did. Thank God for Tony. It would have been great to just see every single player on tour because guess what? Those guys owe Tiger their livelihood. I know as a Phil Mickelson fan, I started playing because of Tiger. Mm-hmm. Tiger made it cool to play golf. You probably did the same thing. Neither of us probably would play golf if it weren't for Tiger Woods. And, you think about, moments that he had, the putt on Torrey Pines on 18 and the best golf shot ever, 16 at Augusta, where he throws it up on the ridge. That's the best golf shot of all time as far as I'm concerned. And just you go back to – yeah.
It's funny.
Bob. Go ahead. And Bob May, at the PGA Championship where he runs up and he's pointing at the ball while it dives in the hole. And there's just so many amazing moments. I'm getting chill bumps just thinking about Tiger and what he's done for the game.
Well, not only that, if you remember, our I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember the exact year. I want to say it was like 2000. Tiger and Phil coming down to the wire at Bay Hill. And Phil, yes. I believe, pars a beautiful par, and or he might have birdied, and Tiger's just off to the left in the shit, and somehow puts it within 6 feet and drains it. And Phil just takes off his visor, and he was just like, "The fuck, I don't know what to do."
He can't beat him. It took a while for Phil to get the best of him. I mean, it really did, and there were so many amazing clutch golf shots Tiger hit, and the best clutch short putter of all time is Tiger Woods. I guarantee. He not just long. I mean, he has some long ones, but people don't take into account those 4 and 5 footers that Tiger never missed on a back nine in a major. Coming down the stretch, he just never missed them, and people take those for granted. But me and you as golfers, how many 5-footers do I miss? How many 5-footers do you miss?
More than I make, so I tell you that.
There you go. I'm probably with you right there, buddy. I think I'm going to go to the saw grip. After seeing Morikawa this week.
Maybe so. The 10 fingers, something like that. The tribute on Sunday, you touched on it. I got to think we're in consensus here that we obviously loved it. Of course, you liken the naysayers and the shitheads on social media. Of course,
awful.
Why isn't Morikawa wearing red? Why isn't Max Homa? And Max Homa actually had to come on to Twitter and say, look, we didn't plan this until Saturday, and with sponsorships, and you can't. It's not like they can just go out to Golf Galaxy and buy a red shirt. They've got so many different sponsors on the hats, the shirts, the jackets, and anything. I agree with what he said. I would just hope one of those golfers took a gamble, and it didn't have to be Max Homa. Just say, hey, look, all my sponsors, whoever you are, NetJets, Workday, whoever it is, look, I'm going to just wear this plain red shirt on Sunday. None of your sponsors are going to be on there. If you want to drop me, fine. I mean, what company is going to look like the asshole that drops a guy for honoring Tiger Woods on Sunday?
How about what Billy Horschel did with that little drawing with the Sharpie on the side of his cap? He had the TW on the side of his cap.
Yeah, I did see that.
I thought that was great.
I think it's just fantastic. I mean, obviously, I would have loved it. And I think Phil said, he's like, I did 2 things today. I honored my friend, and I had to go buy a red shirt. I think Phil Mickelson's probably the one guy in this field that's not worried about losing an endorser at this point in his career, his life.
No, he's going to be great in the broadcast booth too, and I hope Tiger gets in there too. I think Phil will be better than Tiger, but I hope they both get in there, soon.
Yeah, Tiger. I mean, no disrespect to him, Tiger's a little plain Jane from an analyst standpoint to me. Yeah. I'd love to see him in the. I don't know who does the role right now, but almost like they create these kind of like how-to instructional videos. I think Tiger's kind of the guy to do something that. But to put him in the booth or put him on Golf Channel, I gotta say, I think he might be a little bit too vanilla for that, in my opinion.
Everybody shaped their swing after Tiger Woods. Look at all these guys that came on tour. That's why everybody's so good. And I kept on talking about that about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I kept on saying Tiger will never beat Jack Nicklaus's record because they all grew up shaping their game after Tiger with that gritty, the mental aspect of, I'm going to beat you down to the ground, and the laser focus that Tiger had. They all learned that from him, and like Adam Scott, it's a perfect example. Look at those 2 swings. Adam Scott's swing, he shaped it after Tiger, and they both look the exact same.
Yeah, and you're right. He had that MJ, that Kobe, that like, I don't care if we're just sitting here on the range or the putting green. Everything is serious at all times.
Yeah,
and I think after the accident in 2009 or whatever it was, I think when we saw the lighter side of Tiger, he even gained more fans. There's a lot of people that didn't like Tiger the way he acted on the course. But I think when he finally, kind of came back from all that, I think he had a lot more fans on both
I
sides.
was one of those guys. I was not a Tiger fan, and he got humbled. And you know, I think now I really I didn't want to root for him for the Masters, but I found myself rooting for him
Yeah.
whenever he won. It was just I was trying not to root for him, but I couldn't help but cheer for him on Sunday.
Do you think Tiger plays again?
I don't think so, unfortunately. It was hard for him to play as is. You know,
Right.
we don't know the ramifications of the car accident, but that left knee is how many surgeries has he gone through with that left knee? This is what I'm talking about with Bryson. How hard Bryson is swinging at the golf ball right now, and I've talked about how I think he's a fade this year. Uh, I think Tiger was. Remember how he's bombing? He was bombing it past everybody. He was the first long hitter, really on tour.
Right.
Maybe after John Daly, obviously, but Tiger was bombing it past everybody, and it's because he swung so hard and he put so much stress on that left knee, and that's why he's had about 4 or 5 surgeries on his left knee. Look what happened with him at the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines when he played that 22-hole match on Monday against Rocco Mediate.
Rocco.
He had to go to surgery a day later for that left knee. Amazing tournament. Probably his best.
Think about that when he won that tournament. That was, I mean, up until the Masters, like that was it. Like that was the last we'll see of domination Tiger.
Yeah, you're right.
We never thought about that. I mean, yeah, we saw. I remember watching that with my uncle, my grandfather, my dad, and my uncle thought he was faking it just for drama. You know, like what is he doing? He wasn't a Tiger fan, and he thought he was faking it, and then it turns out he had to eat his words on Tuesday.
There's 2 moments in my life I remember exactly where I was, and it was when 9/11 hit, and it was when Tiger Woods sunk that birdie on 18 at Torrey Pines. I'll never forget those 2 moments in my life, and it just goes to show how great he was, and now I really enjoy how he is now. How he's showing a little bit more emotion. He speaks what he's thinking instead of being a robot like he was back in the day. I'm sure he has publicists back in the day. He always did the politician answer. And but now you just see him around his kids, and it's just really good to see. It seems like he's a great dad, and I thought about his kids whenever he I heard the crash. I really that was one of the first things that popped in my mind. A father myself, you could tell they love him so much, and I'm happy. I'm happy that he's alive, and I'm sure he's going to recover. He's one of the strongest people ever in the world, so I'm really rooting for him.
Yeah, we put out a poll yesterday on our Twitter account at Vegas Squares. I said your thoughts on the Tiger Woods tribute on Sunday at the workday, and so far the poll is 60% loved it, 40% said it was a bit too much. Those are the 2 options I provided. And it's quite unfortunate to see how close that is. I mean, how could you, even if it was a bit too much? I mean, even if you thought that, just one of the people who's made golf what it was is he's not dead, but he's probably done. I mean, but it's to your point. There's people on social media that are they wake up hating anything and everything, and they won't stop until you're as miserable as they are.
I think about it like we wouldn't be playing these beautiful golf courses in Vegas if it weren't for Tiger Woods.
Maybe so.
We wouldn't be able to enjoy the game. We wouldn't be Top golf would not be a thing if it weren't for Tiger Woods. Think about that. Think about the women that play now. If it weren't for Tiger Woods, there's so many women in the sport now, and I love that. I think it's great that we're utilizing the 50% of the population to enjoy the game, and that's for Tiger Woods. And there's all these. I just want to rewind time and just be very thankful and grateful for Tiger and what he did for the game.
Well, it's funny, and not only just women, but minorities. I mean, think of Colin Morikawa,
Absolutely.
Finau.
You
These guys even be golfers or even, anything without maybe what Tiger Woods is. I don't want to put all this burden on Tiger Woods, but in the game of golf, it's in the last 25 years, it's him.
Yeah, and it was a rich man's game back in the day. I think the only poor man that ever played was Lee Trevino before him. That was it. And now anybody – how about this? The first tee. I bet the first tee would not be around if it were for Tiger Woods.
Really?
Think about the drive, chip, and putt, that they hold the finals in the back. There's so many things that you could attribute to primarily Tiger Woods, not solely Tiger Woods, but primarily what he did for the game. And I just love him, and I was not a fan back in the day. And I have so much love for the guy, and I really love the game of golf. And, I really, try and grow the game. And he was the trendsetter, and he did it. He did it, and he made the game it is today.
Agreed. And Tiger and the Masters are synonymous, so I'll let that segue us into the next topic before we talk about the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And the Masters is just about a month away here in April, and one of the guys, another favorite on tour, Ricky Fowler, is potentially looking on the outside this year. He's made the Masters every year for 10 straight years. Since 2010, and it doesn't look like there's an easy path for him to make it. He's currently 65 in the OWGR, and he's got to get inside that top 50. And the way he's playing, that just it's not going to happen unless he turns it around here. I mean, I know that Ricky Fowler has not contended for a while. He won the Waste Management Phoenix Open in 19, but he's kind of on that speed track. He's just falling, little by little into irrelevancy at this point. I mean, a lot of people who may just turn on golf may only know him as the guy who just wears ridiculously orange outfits at this point.
I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. I don't think he's going to make it, and that's unfortunate because I love those little high tops and the kids that come on the course with the flat bills. And I think it's attributed to his swing. He had that lag like Sergio did back in the day. You can see both of them trying to get away from that because there's just too many moving parts when you dip your elbow in too much and you just catch that. I mean, look at Morikawa's swing. It looks so much more pure than Ricky's. That Ricky built his game on putting. I remember him in the Ryder Cup when he was a captain's pick, and it was a pick that was frowned upon by a lot of people. I think it was Brent Crenshaw that picked him, but he was just clutch back in the day, and I think it's catching up to him now because you go through waves, and I think he'll come back. I think he's going to change his golf swing, but that lag in the golf swing, it's too many moving parts, and I think he'll eventually get it back, but it might take a while.
A lot of people say he's becoming too corporate. His focus and his attention is too much on his endorsements and his sponsors than it is on actually playing golf.
I don't agree with that. I mean, a guy like that, he's been focused for a very long time. I just attribute it to the swing. I think the golf world has passed him by. And you could see it. It's almost now, it's sort of weird how the PGA Tour has come upon. You look back at the 1970s and 80s, there was uniqueness to the golf swings, right? You had like a Jim Furyk type swing.
Right.
Now all the swings they sort of look the same. Which
anybody not Matt Wolf.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I think that's fun. That's why you like guys like Matt Wolf or even Bryson or DJ, or Phil.
Flat, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, let's look at it. Hovland, Morikawa, let's JT.
All these guys, yeah.
Rob's got a unique golf swing.
He's got a very compact swing.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's more, it's less unique swings, which creates. I mean, I think it creates better golf, honestly. But I like to see the uniqueness in golf swings. I love watching Jim Furyk play.
Yeah, him
I really do.
and Matty Wolf got a very similar swing. You're right.
Sure.
All right, well, we're going to dive into the Arnold Palmer Invitational here at Bay Hill in Orlando, Florida. But first, we're going to take a quick break to let the 12-ounce sponsors pay a little bills, both MyBookie and Amazon. So stay tuned. On the other side, we will be previewing and giving our picks for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We'll be right back.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
All right, and we are back here with the Vegas Squares Golf Betting Podcast. Myself and John PARR, the dynamic duo. The Tonys are out this week. Token got a new job, so I don't know how much we're going to be seeing of him. So we definitely have his picks, so we'll be providing those, and obviously his DFS, wrapping it up with John PARR's one and done. Hovland last week, like we posted on social media, another good finish for you. Hopefully we get another big-time name and a good performance out of them here in the Arnold Palmer. But we're not going to have a course outline this week. It's Tony's specialty. I feel like as our salute to Tony, the salute to Tiger, we will go without a course outline this week. But it's Bay Hill. I mean, everybody knows that. If you watch golf, it's Bay Hill. The 18th green, over the water, you got to come in.
Exactly. Let's just talk about Tiger making every putt on 18 for the win.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
yeah, that's the course outline, right? How about that? How about that 6-iron out of the sand trap on it? No, that was the Canadian. Excuse me. But those, how many? I think it was 2 or I think it was 3 putts that he made for the win on 18. It's really good, great. I hope they talk a lot about Tiger this week.
I'm sure they will, especially since he's won it, I believe, 8 times. So. And there's nobody else that's dominated quite like him, but he obviously is not in the field. The favorite this week is Rory McIlroy on William Hill at 8-1, followed by your boy last week, Victor Hovland, at 12-1, and Bryson DeChambeau obviously also at 12-1 as well. The defending champ, Tyrrell Hatton, 16-1 this week. So we're going to start here. Like I said, I've got tokens picks, but we're going to start with you. The futures bet, the double digits, and Rory McIlroy here. Some guys on your radar here for Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, I got one only. It's a weak field this week, honestly. I don't trust Rory right now. He just sort of been, it's not like he's playing bad. It's just he doesn't have that firepower like we've seen in the past. The only bet I got this week, I didn't see a lot of value up top. I got Matty Fitz this week at 25-1, and I don't even know if that's enough value right there at 25, honestly. But the fact that it is a weak field this week, I think 25 is enough. He's coming off of a 5th and 11th last 2 starts, and he's also played well with Arnold Palmer with a 2nd in 2019 and a 9th last year. So he knows his course, and I've seen in the Arnold Palmer Invitational a lot of guys sort of breaking through at this tournament, wanting to shake Arnold Palmer's hand, rest in peace, on the 18th green, sort of like at Memorial where they go and shake Jack's hand. And Arnold Palmer is my favorite golfer of all time. I know I always say I'm a Phil fan, but Arnold Palmer is my favorite golfer of all time. He's the guy that signed every autograph, and he taught athletes to sign your autograph to where it was legible, where you're not just putting a piece of chicken scratch on a hat. He took his time and he was thankful, and I love that thumbs up. He always had that little thumbs up, and Phil does that too. And I think that's an homage to Arnold Palmer, and everybody loved Arnold Palmer. The women loved Arnold Palmer. I thought they thought he was the coolest guy on tour, and he's my favorite of all time. But I'm starting with Matty Fitz at 25-1.
All right, I'll read off tokens here. He's got one as well. He has Tommy Fleetwood at 33-1. I've got 3 guys here in this spot. I liked the way Hideki played last week. Matsuyama, I'm taking him at 28-1. Mark Leishman, runner-up last year to Tyrrell Hatton. I think if he can get, just play mistake-free golf, I think he's got another shot. He's won this before in 2017.
Hopefully it's windy.
Yeah, well, that always benefits Mark Leishman. And the last guy I have is Brendan Todd at 90-1. Just more of a flyer right there. Just hoping one day he can recapture the good play he had last year in 2020. Not really expecting much from that bet, but at 90-1, if he's in the mix on Sunday, I'll be happy. So, all right, let's look at the long shots here. I'm looking at Token. He does not have any long shots. I've got 2, but I'm going to go ahead and see what you got first.
Well, I picked one out of the woodwork here, and I think it's a great one. Henrik Stenson at 175-1. He hasn't been playing well lately, but he had a 20. He finished 23rd last week at Concession, and he missed the cut last year. But the last 9 years, he has 4 top 5s, a top 10, 2 top 25s, and along with 2 missed cuts. But he plays this golf course very, very well. And to see him coming back with a 23rd at Concession last week, 175-1 for Henrik Stenson, I think that is a ton of value.
Right on. Yeah, the 2 I got here at 100-1, I got Maverick McNeely. I'm not 100% sold on this pick, but he's been playing good golf lately. He's more of a West Coast guy, but I'm going to see what he can do. He's had a few good starts out in this type of course, type of grass. So at 100-1, I'm going to see if maybe we can pick up a winner with that one. And Cam Champ is another one. Not too much experience here, but 150-1, been playing well lately. We'll see if we can get any kind of competition on Saturday. See if he's around. Oh yeah, hopefully. Another guy I was looking at, obviously his odds have shot up a lot. Is obviously our boy Billy Sizzle, 35-1. He's not really contending or competing, but he's just kind of there. I'm wondering if he can put it together here, but I just can't take him at 35-1 right now. Just not trusting him to win. So there's a difference between taking a flyer and taking somebody that you really kind of need to be there. And Zalatoris, and while we love him, he's just kind of hanging in that second tier right now. So maybe we'll see. You know what
I did with Willie Sizzle this week? I bet him for top 30 at plus 110. Okay. Where 8 out of his last 11 events, he's finished top 30. So I think that's where we're going with Willie Sizzle.
I'm surprised minus or plus money.
Yeah, the books have caught up to him. So I don't think the value is there on a win. So I think we come back to the top 20s, top 30s, top 10s, and take the value there.
Another guy I looked at, I just left out, but I wanted to kind of tip of the cap, as Token likes to say, is Cameron Davis. 2 straight weeks he's played incredible. Cam Davis, another guy, 70-1.
He looks good.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
all right, so let's move into the matchups. Let me see what Token's got here. He's got four tournament matchups. I'll run them over here real quick. He's got Jordan Spieth over Patrick Reed at plus 150. He's got your boy Victor Hovland over Bryson DeChambeau minus 110.
Ooh, I got that one. I love it.
Tommy Fleetwood over Billy Horschel, also minus 110. And Cameron Tringale over the aforementioned Ricky Fowler. No faith in Fowler there at minus 110 as well. So what do you got in the matchup department?
Well, I'll go ahead and preface it. I also have Casey for top 20 at plus 138, where he's got a couple top 10s last 2 starts. But as I mentioned, I'm on with Token with the Hovland versus Bryson train, where man, Hovland's on fire, man. This guy's unbelievable. I tell you what, last 5 starts he's got 4 top 5s. I mean, that's just an amazing stat. That's DJ status, JT status, John Rahm status. He's really cementing his name on the PGA Tour. And where, versus Bryson, where his last 5 starts, he does have 2 top 10s, but he has a miscut as well. And like I said, I mean, Bryson's a chalk pick right now, where, we all know in betting, you go against the chalk. I also have our boy Jason Kokrak. He's coming off a top 10. He's got a couple top 25s at the Arnold Palmer the last 2 years versus Jason Day and even money. He did win here, but that was 5 years ago. Jason Day, he's still struggling to get back into the form like when he won the match play a few years back. And it's sort of weird. Kokrak versus Day. Can you believe that we're betting Kokrak versus Day? You would never see that. So to the layman's better, they're all going to bet Day in this spot. So that's a spot where you're going to want to take Kokrak.
Right.
I'm gonna ride our boy Sam Burns minus 125 versus Tringale. He's coming off a 30 at Riviera, and that's it for my matchups.
Yeah, I got 3 as well myself here. The first one I'm going to go go ahead and take Brendan Todd minus 110 against Luke List. Again, I'm rolling with the future, hoping he can kind of turn it on here. I got a little bet on that one. I'm also tailing Jason Kokrak as well, but not against Jason Day. He is minus 115 against Max Homa. Our boy,
yes.
Homa's got his win. I'm sure he's kind of riding cloud 9 till the Masters here. So I'm going to take Jason Kokrak, lay 115 on that one against Max Homa. And
I really love that, by the way. Sorry to cut you off, Aaron, but I really love your frame of thought there. Homa had a huge win a couple
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, and guys like that, we've talked about it before. There's not a lot of guys that could keep it going after a win like that. Brendan Grace, I was looking to fade this week, but I didn't like the matchup because he had a big win last week. Unfortunately, after his father passed away, or after because of COVID, it was a very, very sentimental win last week, and it's just hard when you give out all that emotion for a win when Brendan Grace hasn't won in 5 years. I was looking to fade him this week. I just didn't like the matchup, and I love what you did with Homa right there. You need to look at the mental aspect of the game, and I think that's a great bet.
And there's nothing wrong with Homa being excited. It's just I'm going to try to play to that. And I also, too, am fading Jason Day as well. But I am taking Mark Leishman plus 135 against Jason Day for the tournament. That one may not come through, but I'm hoping Leishman has a good weekend. One of my favorite golfers taught me, I know I say it every time on the podcast, taught me something that helped my game tremendously, and it's stop aiming at pins, just aim at the middle of the fucking green when you're an amateur golfer. And while I'm nowhere contending on any kind of tours, I think it's definitely helped me improve just that little bit of mindset to just aim at the middle of greens. So that's me for the matchups here. Let's move into Token's daily fantasy. Let's see what kind of basement dwellers he's come up with this week. Ironically, you ready for this? All right, so we're going to go.
I could probably pick his lineup, I would
I'll
imagine.
give you a shot to pick one of his 6 here. He's got a $50K budget. He left $200 on the table.
One of his 6? I mean, I feel like I can get 3 easy.
All right. All right. Go ahead.
What, he's got Streelman?
Nope.
No answer?
Nope.
Oh, God, I'm so far off. He's really throwing me offline right here. I can't believe it. God, Sam Burns? Come on, he's taking my guy? All right, go ahead. I got
poorly
my
for you, sir.
Listen, those 2 guys, they owe me push-ups, by the way. And I got this written down.
Maybe that's why they haven't come on the podcasts.
Next time, all 4 of us on the Vegas Squares podcast, I will bring it back and I will talk some shit while they do their push-ups right in front of me.
On the words of Bart Scott, can't wait. All right, so here we go. 6 golfers, $50,000. He is actually fading you and I. Jason Day, 9,200. Tommy Fleetwood, 9,000. He's also with us with Jason Kokrak at 8,100.
Hey.
Kevin Na. I'm surprised you didn't guess Kevin Na. At 8,000.
Yeah.
8,000 for Kevin Na. Justin Rose coming into the program here at 7,800. And the last one at 7,700. Cameron Tringale. So again, repeat: Jason Day, Tommy Fleetwood, Jason Kokrak, Kevin Na, Justin Rose, and Cam Tringale, leaving 200 on the table, which is a lot better than leaving 3,000 on the table. I think he left last week.
I think he did pretty good last week, I would imagine.
He did. So, all right, wrap up Bay Hill here. We've got John Parr's one and done. It's been quite successful. I'm sure your counterparts in your league there are probably not loving the fact that you're running high right now. But
absolutely. I am the Tony Finau of the one and done league. I'll tell you what, I think I've had 4 seconds this year, which actually is not going to get it done. But I'm 11th right now out of 61 players. I've had a great year, in all honesty, because I haven't used the big dogs yet. We're 7 weeks in. I've used Palmer, Scheffler, Finau, Xander, Streelman, Cantlay, and Hovland. So look who I left. I have DJ, Rahm, JT, Morikawa, Rory, Bryson, Webb, Koepka, Reed, Berger, Casey, Hatton. I have so many golfers left. We got 22 tournaments left. But I'm going to continue with my
get the best golfer of them all.
Continue with my
Kevin Kisner, baby. Kevin Kisner.
I'm going to continue with my slow approach with this and back in the one and done. So I'm going to go with Matty Fitz this week, just like I talked about earlier. I'm going to save my big dogs for the majors. My boy Ed took DJ last week, and just he's so upset with himself that he took DJ, and it crossed my mind to take DJ last week, but where I'm at right now at 11th, I don't see no reason to go crazy and start taking all the big dogs right now. We all know DJ is the best player in the world right now, despite a tough Thursday, Friday last week. But we're going to take Matty Fitz for the one and done this week.
Right on. All right, so let's wrap it up here. Thank the sponsors one more time before we cut loose here. Obviously, first and foremost, 12 Ounce Sports Network. You can catch us and all the shows at 12ozsportsnetwork.com. Search for our podcast using Spotify. Search 12 Ounce Sports. Apple Podcasts, 12 Ounce Sports. YouTube, search Vegas Squares Podcast. And again, at that 12ozsportsnetwork.com website as well. Vice Golf and Fanatics, please go to LV Squares and use our dedicated affiliate links when you shop. It supports the podcast with a small commission, helps us pay the bills here. The HEATR bet tracking app, free for Android, or free for iPhone users, coming soon to Android. Track your bets and live scoring all in one place. And ProAm Customizations, where you can get your imagination put on your wedges and putters for a very, very reasonable price that's not thousands of dollars like the pros do. So please message them on Instagram at proamcustoms.com to get that order started today. Let's see. We have to predict who. I guess he's picking Fleetwood because we have to do the token Tony since he's not on the podcast this week. To emulate Token Tony, we got the winner this week, Tommy Fleetwood, 33-1.
It's tough to not have his outline, man. He does an amazing job with that outline.
He does. Looking forward to getting
really
him back
does.
next week.
Absolutely.
So, all right. Well, for the Tonys and for John Parr, I am Aaron. We appreciate you guys listening. We'll be back with another podcast this weekend, talking about just the world in sports and everything that's going on. Obviously, J.J. Watt threw everyone a curveball and went to the Cardinals, so that the big consensus is that he did it for money. We'll talk about that this weekend and much more. We appreciate you listening. Good luck on your bets. We'll catch you on the next one. We are out.